All right, are we slapping?
We are slapping.
Let's slap the correct number this time, shall we?
Yes.
Archive minstrel masturbator.
If my math is correct,
let's just pause on that one.
this should be episode 245.
45.
245.
245. Got it.
SlapperCast, the weekly talk show.
Can I say something about the episode number?
Say
So
something.
the last episode, where you're like, oh, it's episode, and my mind went 249, which was wrong. And then you said 235, and I was like, I'm never getting this right. Like,
45.
and then it was
Yeah.
244. Like, this is
yeah.
the, I go,
Yeah.
I was
I'm
so
like, I need a cheat sheet. I'm like, I need it right here on the dash. Like,
Yeah. Well, I'm the only one with 245 fingers, so in fairness, I should have known. So how's everybody doing, man? It's been a while. Been a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been hours.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yes. So where are we going now? The Southeast Texas Renaissance Festival?
Yep.
Is this the maiden voyage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kirbyville, Texas.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's in the past for us, but the good news for y'all is we're doing it again this Sunday.
Last Sunday.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, this is next week's episode. Sorry.
Yeah. Told you.
So yeah, tough shit, y'all.
we're in Ireland.
You'll have to come next
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, we
Flying.
are. Yeah.
Right?
Tomorrow. Fly
Tomorrow.
Slapper
Yeah,
Days
fly
Tuesday.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
this
right.
is right. We're going
Yeah, we're
around
going
this
tomorrow.
week.
Wow.
Yep.
I like it here in the future.
Yeah, so
It's
we
nice.
we don't have anything to say about it yet because we haven't played the show, but we just played
The Pub McDonough.
Canale's 40th. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
In the future, we played Canale's 40th anniversary. In reality, yes, last night we played our very first gig at the Pub McDonough,
In Granbury, Texas.
which
What
is
a beautiful
a
town.
great town. Yeah.
The neat little town of Granbury. My goodness. Well, let me just say, hats off to the McDonoughs for getting that place together. It's going to be a great pub when it's open. It's all under construction right now. They're building it, but they decided to go ahead and open with tents out in the parking lot, and they, a lot of construction, but they cleaned it up, and we played with a band called Clan Celtic yesterday. They were nice enough to leave their set list on the stage, so that's what we played. The wonderfully amazing, the saintly, the goddess of goodies, Miss Kate Scott strikes again.
Yep.
We left with our gear, the gear that we carry, the PA and all the drums and guitars and all that stuff. It's pretty heavy. The bag that she gave us full of stuff was as heavy as all our gear. There was so much of it. There's coffee, there was beer, there was cookies, there was cupcakes, there was all kinds of stuff. Chocolate covered, espresso bean, everything. It's just, man.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be a slim guy. Now I'm a little pudgy patty.
I have some of it right here. Black Rifle
Look at that.
coffee. Patrick and I are swapping one. I took the wrong one home. I'm taking this one. I'm going to give him the other
That's what
one.
he says every night.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to give him the dark roast.
yeah, so thank you, Kate Scott. Oh, we'll be on the plane with you tomorrow. Hang tight.
Yeah.
And don't worry, we'll send you some footage from the plane because I think they're asking me to fly it. So,
Yeah, the next episode of SlapperCast DC should be pretty fun. If I'm able to edit it while we're there.
you
Sure,
will be.
man,
You
yeah.
will. I mean, you got nothing else to do.
That's right. Chip, chop, chip.
Yeah, Mr. Falcon. Yeah, really excited about the Renaissance Festival. We're going to be on it's going to be Pirate Night or Pirate Day today, and we have we've heard tell that Mr. and Mrs. Merch Maiden are, say that fast.
They are en route as we speak.
Yeah, we're going to see them there, and we're going to. Oh, let me just kill a song. So, boys and girls, we stopped in a little town called Onalaska, however you want to say it. It's in Texas, and it's a beautiful 61 degrees. There's no humidity. There's not even a breeze. It's heaven out here. It's gorgeous. You stop at this store, and guy behind the counter, I think he was from Scotland. I'm incredible at doing accents, but a little tan fella. And you said, I would like to give you a thing. So I think Scottish? Yes, nailed it. And but he had this dance music blaring. So I'm just going to go in for the kill right now on episode 245. I'm going to kill. The band is called, thank you, Chad, for looking at, or actually, Chad knew it. Chad has all their albums.
Yeah.
But the band is called DNCE. and the song is called Cake by the Ocean. And I don't know if you've ever eaten by the ocean and you got sand, and you take a bite, and you get that, crunch that sand. It's so all in all, I would much rather eat sandy cake by the ocean than hear that song, even think about that song again. It's one of those ones I've never used AI. I'm not an artificial intelligence aficionado. I don't know anything about it. I've never used it. However, I'm pointing to that song and saying that song was written by nothing but a computer and a bad fucking joke. That was a terrible fucking number. It was so appalling that this is my third outfit. It was that. Give it again there. That's all it is. The whole fucking time. Now, and also, I'm not going to mention any names, but he's got a shiny head and he's got a camera. He says that we saw a band cover it. It was on Paddy's Day in a place called Pimlico in Houston, Texas. And he saw a band cover that song. And I call bull puggy.
On Paddy's Day?
Well, no, it wasn't on. It was the Paddy's Day weekend,
like
or whatever.
that.
Yeah.
But even still,
Close enough. No.
close enough. Yeah, it was, and it was. I mean, I don't recall. I mean, if I was there, which apparently I was, I would not have. I mean, I would have. I'd probably be in jail right now if I heard a band
You would have
covering
had to
that.
change your clothes again.
Yes, yeah. It was just appalling. Absolutely. That's about the worst thing I've heard. And it's of course now it's Slapper Day, episode 245. But today, back in the past, it's the most beautiful. It feels like a spring morning. It's just the lads have only had about an hour of sleep because we drove out. This is the genius of our tour manager. We play up in Granbury, Texas, which is just outside of Fort Worth, and I think it's about an hour from Fort Worth to Granbury. So it's close enough to Dallas to make you, want to put your fingers down your throat and leave quickly. But we drove up there. It's a 3.5 hour, or actually nearly 4 hours, because it's a lot of back roads if you come in from Houston. So we go up there, we play, then we come home, and then we go back out. Now we're going east. We're going out to pretty close to the Louisiana border, So it's quite the distance. Is all I'm trying to say. And it was. Luckily, we've had great weather. This has been, if you've been listening to SlapperCast over the last few months, you'll know that we've been through easily the worst summer that I've ever experienced.
Yep, and beyond.
Yeah, it's just been
Post-summer, whatever you call it.
Oh, I'll tell you something else. I'm amazed that the infrastructure held up, because I saw parts of the the country roads that have been, because they're just in that intense heat with no rain, with no temperature change.
Yeah.
We saw 90, like high 90s in the evening. At nighttime, 2 and 3 in the morning. It's still 95 degrees outside because it just cooks the planet, obviously. And it was.
I'm pretty sure that's why my driver's side window failed. I think the internal glue or something held the window in place, just melted.
Well, we said that too on the thing. I was watching all these cars driving along. The plastic rivets and the rubber connections, that hold these plastic cars together.
Yeah.
They're all just coming undone. I've seen more panels of these cars just flapping in the thing because it's been so intense. And so speaking of intense shit, DNC, Cake by the Ocean, awful, fucking awful. You don't want to kill somebody. Anyway.
So I should take the CD out?
Yeah, go ahead. That's Horslips.
Yeah.
Let's just get this.
Let's put something on.
Let's just get this. Make sure.
It's not dancing.
Oh, is he right? He's right.
Yes. Let's put that in.
Shut up. Yeah. So, thank you, Keith York. Anyways, and then to shine a light, let's just do a Horslips song. Let's just do Trouble with the capital T.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Why not? Let's do Derek Doom. Why not? Let's just do it.
I want to do that one.
Yeah.
Trouble with a capital T.
Yeah.
You're already showing a line on that one, but that's okay.
No, I'm still going.
Oh.
Shining a light. I'm just doing. Get yourselves the the Horslips live at the O2 Arena. It's their most recent live. Oh my God! Just there's not a bad moment in the whole CD. And so I've spoken about many times before. Our dear friend Keith York gave me the box set, which has autographed pictures. It got set lists, got everything. It was just the most incredible piece of music history I've ever put my hands on, and it's magnificent. There's just not a moment of let down on it. It's all just peak perfection. So anyway, so that's my shine the light. Anybody want to kill? Anybody want?
I want to kill another performance.
Do it. You're here.
So since I'm on the performance killing kick here, I don't remember what year it was. I should have looked it up, but it was remember when Mariah Carey did the ball dropping performance?
No.
It was like whoever does the ball dropping thing. I think it was the Ryan Seacrest version one, but she went on to sing, and there was like an audio problem, and it was just her going the whole time. I thought it was something's wrong with the TV, but you couldn't hear her. I was like, oh, they cut this off because it's that bad. I was like, ah. So I'm killing that performance. And so it was like right before the ball drop. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but I'd look up the Mariah Carey freaking audio debacle, I guess we'll call it.
Nice.
Dead.
All right.
Not as bad as the Goo Goo Doll show, but she's up there.
Ah. So shine a light.
I don't know. You got a song you got a bonus song to shine a light?
Yeah.
Usually I struggle with kills.
Yeah. Is there a deep cut? You know, we talked about your Green Day or your Blink days. Is there one of those deep cuts that you'd like to?
Fucking that Black Shell song. So.
I could do an album.
Yeah.
I think we should do the whole album. So, Black Sails of the Sunset by AFI. I think people should check it out.
Those first two songs?
Yes, I love when bands play like an intro that they come into. Yeah. So like maybe there's some music playing and then the band takes it over.
Yeah.
And AFI did this. I saw them. It was probably, I don't know, 2000, 99 or 2000, whenever that album came out, something around that time frame. And I saw them in Phoenix play, and they came out with that intro, and I was just like, I couldn't take my eyes off the stage. Like, it was freaking amazing. And then they just went right into like song 2 on the record. It was like the record sounded just like that live show, and it was freaking awesome. And I'm addicted to that. I love that. There's another band, Ignite, that does this all the time, and so I'm sure not many people have heard this band Ignite, but
you play me that stuff too.
Oh man, I'm just like, I love the intro, how they come in like that.
Yeah.
It's just so. Anyway, that's
I can vouch for it. It's good shit. We listened to it in the car a couple times coming home from shows.
Hell yeah. I'm like, we get all pumped up, like, oh my god, dude, we're going 80. Slow down.
Yeah, it's good. Like 2 a.m, stay awake music.
Yeah. I think the Our Darkest Days is the title of the Ignite album, so I'll do both these.
Okay.
And Black Sails and Sunset is AFI's album. So they've got tons of albums out, but that one, man, I love it. So good.
That's a great title too.
Yeah.
That makes me think that I don't know who did the original. The Beatles used one of the many covers the Beatles did in their early days was Red Sails in the Sunset. There was a cover. I don't know. I forget who wrote that. But anyway, an old 50s song.
I'll tell you one of my favorite Beatles covers, we want to shine another light, is the Attila Is You.
Oh, yeah.
I love that fucking version.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's my...
Heck yeah.
That one, along those lines, Taste of Honey.
Yes.
I remember you and I talking because we love the chord progression in that one. That's a great melody. Are you okay?
You up?
Switcheroo.
Switcheroo.
All right, so this is another one that we heard on the road yesterday. I think it was actively annoying all three of us, and you guys mentioned it before I did, but then I called dibs on it later. Mike and the Mechanics, All I Need Is a Miracle. Awful song.
All I Need Is a Miracle.
And you said you're like, yeah. You're like, is those the only words to the song? It's like, it's so bad.
It sounded like it was stuck. Like it was just stuck on that line.
That song is particularly, I'd forgotten that they did that song. I thought it was a Moody Blues song, because the Moody Blues came out with a comeback record around that same time that was terrible. What's that one? It's a very similar song that they put out. I forget. Anyway, that to me, that song is annoying because that's the band that Mike Rutherford from Genesis started as a side project with Paul Carrick and some other guys. Paul Carrick doesn't sing that song, but for somebody like Mike Rutherford, who's a tremendously talented musician and songwriter, I mean, some of the stuff he wrote in Genesis, like a lot of the early stuff, is incredibly complex and brilliant stuff. For him to that was just laziness. That song was just like, I just want to make some money. And so whenever I hear that song, I'm like, you can't possibly. I just don't believe that he actually enjoys that song. I think that they Genesis themselves at that point had reached a point where they like,
let's find out.
Yeah, but they figured out, you know what? We're tired of not making any money playing prog rock.
The stuff that got you to where you went.
Right. At least at that point, they were. Some of this, I would say that most of the pop songs that Genesis was making at that point were okay as far as pop rock goes. It was, in my mind, it just wasn't the same band anymore. The one thing I'll say about Mike and the Mechanics is their lead single off that album, Silent Running, is okay. And Paul Carrick sings that. I give that one a pass because I like Paul Carrick. He's the one who's most famous, I think, for singing Tempted by Squeeze, which everybody knows that song. Right? Tempted?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
You're so cool, dude. We just held the pause for a minute. We're like, everybody know that?
I'm like,
how long can we get?
It's like the teacher waiting for the class to respond.
You just see this
Anybody?
tiny little smirk on Boss Man's face. I'm just like, hold it.
So to shine a light, I talked about Jonathan Richman last week. I'm again going to shine a light on one of his very obscure numbers from the 70s called Dodge Vegematic, which is just hilarious song. And if you look this up on streaming, look for what's called the extended version, which is not like an extended mix or anything. It just has the actual spoken word intro to it, which is just him bantering with his bandmates. And it sounds like it's just in a rehearsal studio somewhere. And they're giving him a hard time about this hunk of junk car that's sitting out in his parking lot. And that's what the song's about. It's about a Dodge Vegematic that doesn't move. They're bantering with each other, and then he starts reciting this poem about why he loves his Dodge Vegematic. And then they actually start singing the song. It's just adorable. It's this sort of just goofy humor that only Jonathan Richman can pull off. Highly recommend you listen to that. Love that guy.
Good, yeah. Good. Well, we are moments away from our destination. It's been, I don't know if you can, hopefully you can see this, but this is one of these days it's just absolutely stunning when you walk out. Turbo was leaving the gas station where his song "Cake by the Ocean" was playing. He just jumped in the air and he clicked his heels together and he's like, "Huzzah!" I was like, "Turbo, calm down," But it's the weather is that nice to where even Chad didn't run from the inside to inside the van. He usually sprints, which is funny to see in itself, but he doesn't like it. But even he sauntered. He did the Smalley saunter to the car date. The weather is magnificent.
It is,
and we just hope to see you all out here today and last week and the week before. Yeah. But anyway, we're just we're just giddy about all this stuff. This is man. I just the having this weather after the summer we've had is. I really didn't expect it because yesterday was like this. I had the doors on the deck open and just the fresh air coming in. Oh my God, it's just spectacular. So we're pretty happy about that. So it's going to be nice. It was nice to play at Pub McDonough, and
it's great to meet those folks.
Yeah, and then to have that weather, that perfect weather.
Yeah,
we played over a 2-hour set. Non-stop and just not a bead of sweat. It was, it's unreal. It's strange. Yeah. It's unnerving. You're looking down and go, am I doing something wrong?
And we met Santa Claus. So that was cool.
Santa Claus was there with Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
Does anybody know I don't know if you know this, but you know where Mrs. Claus goes when Santa goes out on Christmas? Does anybody know?
Turbo's house?
No, she goes into town to blow a few bucks. That's true. So anyway, We have many more moments of
Dude,
masterful jokes. It's true. I know. Turbo didn't believe in Santa Claus until yesterday.
what's on the naughty list?
We saw we saw the we saw. We didn't get a picture with them, did we?
We did. She's like, I like all your tattoos. I go, they're stickers. And then she kind of looked down. She goes, they are? And I go, yeah. And then I was like, oh, wait, my arm hair. So I go, oh, the hair grows through it. And then she looked at me. She's like, you're on the naughty list.
Yeah, it's just you're bullshitting, Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, you're bullshit.
She wouldn't use that language.
I remember the Moody Blues song I was trying to recall.
Oh, fantastic.
In my wildest dreams, remember that one?
But that's better than Miracle.
You think so?
Oh, 100%.
It's still bad.
It's still
right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I don't lie.
That's
No,
like-
don't get me wrong.
It's like, and again, it's like, Moody Blues wrote that? Like, what?
What year was that?
1997?
Is that 80s?
80, yeah, probably 84, 85.
There was
Mike Mechanics was 85.
my first job in Houston that didn't involve smuggling people. No, my first real job in Houston was at a place called the Pig and Whistle on Greenbrier in Richmond, and there was a guy that would come in. He was he's the Texan Tim Duffy. Remember Tim Duffy?
Yep.
From Philly,
Yep.
Broomall. Tim Duffy knows every fucking classic rock song that's ever been written. He knows who was in the band. He knows the producer. He knows what cables they used in the studio. He knows the patch cables.
Yeah.
He knows what kind of, condenser mics they used. He knew the mixers. He knew the compressors. He had everything. Well, we had a Texan version of him who was the biggest Moody Blues fan on the planet in the Pig and Whistle. And he used to come in, and I can't for the life of me remember his name, but he would come in and he would just destroy that jukebox. Put like 10 Moody Blues songs in
Including that one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
And it was just nonstop. It's like the guy that comes in, he puts on the Rick Astley song, and he plays it 10 times and then he leaves. Sits in his car and watches through the window as everybody loses their mind. The bar fight starts and all that. That was the equivalent.
I have a boss man question for you.
Yeah, go.
You open up a bar, you're putting in your jukebox. What's the first CD?
Thin Lizzy.
Thin Lizzy.
Yeah. Why?
That's what I would have guessed.
Why Thin Lizzy? Because it's the Live and Dangerous. Only because it's got so many. If that's going to be my first, that's going to give you that kind of taste. What's going on? I would also put on ABBA, but I would make sure that Dancing Queen was not on there. Why? Because if you've ever heard that song at 2:00 in the morning when they're trying to get everybody out, you'll be begging for some Mike and the Mechanics. What a terrible fucking name, too. What a terrible name for a band. Let me ask you this, all right? So we talked about a band actually covering that fucking Cake by the Ocean. Would you prefer to hear a band cover that song?
Yeah.
Or would you prefer to hear a tribute band doing,
a tribute band makes more sense to me. Like they're
really? I don't. Okay.
I don't go to tribute band shows, but that makes more sense.
Let me clarify. You see, I don't believe that if you're doing a U2 cover band, you need to have paperwork that U2 are not touring anymore. You need to have proof to me that you're not. If you're doing a Queen cover band, fucking don't. Fucking no. Just no. I don't care who's in it. I don't care. Just don't fucking do it.
Just makes sense that you're saying this because you don't like movies where they reenact. Like
we talked about yesterday.
Yes,
like
100%. Like the Elvis movie or the Bohemian Rhapsody. Where they did.
I watched a little bit of that. A good friend of mine, Rachel, called me. She said, "I need you to go see this movie, the latest Elvis movie, whichever it was." And she said, "I need you to go see it. You're going to love it." I saw it. So I was like, "Oh, I'm able to look into it." Well, I didn't look into it because I was on a flight somewhere and somebody was watching it, and I saw that guy on the thing. It's just obviously it's not in. I didn't hear it, but just watching it, I could not. And if you're wondering what that bell is, if you're hearing that bell here on SlapperCast, that bell goes off when there's sexy motherfuckers in the van. So just so you know. So I'm watching the.
That should be going off all the time. It's malfunctioning.
Yeah. There's enough. So it's actually when you guys aren't in it, And in the band, it does go off all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry. So
I feel like it's cool.
I was on the flight and I saw it on somebody else's screen. They're watching it. And it was then that I knew I would never see that movie. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to see it. I can't fucking stand... I'll tell you, the only time I thought Elvis was watchable when it wasn't Elvis was when Kurt Russell did 1,000 Miles to Graceland. And if you haven't seen that movie, it's one of these movies that starts off like Dusk Till Dawn, the Tarantino movie. It starts off magnificent, and then it just fucking dissolves. It's like they put everything into the beginning, and they didn't figure out the ending. So the ending's all soft and squishy, and people were saying, oh, you gotta see the Queen movie. They did. I don't want to see the fucking Queen movie. I don't want to see a Queen tribute band. If Freddie's not singing, I don't want to fucking hear it. End of story.
What about this perspective?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Let me just throw this out there. I love your commitment to the authentic version of it, right? The original, the OG. Elvis is Elvis. Freddie Mercury's Freddie Mercury. But like kids these days are never going to experience it in the same way that people did when he was here. So like maybe,
I can't argue that.
Maybe these movies are a chance for them to sort of get in and experience it, you know? Like,
I can't argue with that. However, do you want to...
Because there's the reason why I say this, because a friend of mine went to the movie and she went, man, I didn't know a lot of these things. And so, and now she's checking out the songs, and I went, oh man, that was the gateway into it, you know, where they're not normally coming.
See, I can't argue with that. And a good friend of ours gave me another perspective on the tribute bands. He said, look, if they don't do it, because people are and I haven't been harping on this enough, but people are not coming to live music shows close to what they used to. And whatever her name is, Taylor Swift, is that right? She's got no problem getting people to the show, but the rock and roll bands or the DNC band, is that even a band? Is that just like one person with a computer and
it's made up? Yes.
Yeah. So I can't imagine there being, hey, let's form a band or write that song. No.
I think the original member is the guy from Milli Vanilli.
Those guys were good. They never got the credit. That's a tribute band I would do.
Yeah. I guess.
Oh, game on. Anyway, so yes, so you know, our friend said a long time ago, he said, look, if they're not doing the tribute bands,
it dies.
Yeah, it goes away. So I understand that part of it. I just have a problem with you're playing and I say U2 because U2 is another one of those bands that I'm not crazy about slightly. I'm not even curious about what they're doing now. I just love that Henry Rollins said they've got the worst rhythm section ever. And he's 100% right. Adam Clayton is... I'm sure he's a nice guy, but not a great bass player. And Larry Mullen Jr. is the one-trick pony. He does that one beat. That's it. And if you want proof of that, there's a video of U2 doing they dressed up and they tried to do this alter ego band. They were playing another band, and it sounded worse than any cover band, you know, any garage band, any, you know, kids in kids with new gear in a garage somewhere sounded. It was awful. So I'm so opinionated.
No.
Yeah, I know. I can't.
Actually, the thing with the tribute bands is because I saw, you know, the reason why I'm sparking this up is I saw last night in between my 30 minutes of sleep that we had was you know, there was a tribute band show collective. Now it's bands that I don't like or I don't listen to. You know, it was like Guns N' Roses and Poison, that style.
Yeah.
But I was seeing people post these pictures and videos, and I'm like, man, they're not going to see these bands. This is a way for them to do it. And they looked like they were having a blast. And so I thought, I don't know if I've ever in my life seeked out a tribute band where I'm like, oh, I'm going to go see this tribute band. But it makes sense to me when people would do it.
Yeah.
You know? They get all dressed up and they kind of maybe relive that time or, you know, bring their kids. I don't know.
The best example of that I can think of that I saw was a band called the Musical Box, which is specifically a tribute band to the Gabriel era of Genesis. From Peter Gabriel was the lead singer of Genesis in the early 70s. The first 5 years they were together, and they were that iteration of the band was very theatrical. They had really elaborate visuals behind them. Peter Gabriel was putting on different costumes and stuff. So that's an example. They actually have cooperation with the Genesis archives. they provided them with the original negatives for the slide visuals and stuff, and help them recreate the costumes and so forth. And the band is really fucking good. That's the other thing. They recreate, not that this is their thing. They're not recreating the actual stage performances. They're doing the album versions that they like, you know. So, but impeccably done. And I've seen them twice. I saw them in New York when they did Selling It England by the Pound tour, and then I saw them in House of Blues in Houston. Gosh, this was a while ago now, but they did the entirety of Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. And that was fantastic. And that was fantastic. There weren't nearly enough people there. I was stunned that there weren't more Genesis fans in Houston that caught that, but that was amazing. And that to me is like historical preservation in a way, because that show, they're not just doing the music, they're actually recreating the whole experience.
Yeah, that's my case.
Authentically, you know, not with backing tracks and, you know, so.
Backing tracks? What's wrong with backing tracks?
Oh, yeah.
So that sort of thing, more of that I would love to see. Bands, if they're doing it well. It's painful when you go see that and the singer can't sing, but they're a rare exception.
Yeah. So that's my case and point. Everything in a nutshell is take the bands that did something that made their mark and they're not touring anymore or they're not around, and go do that stuff to your heart's content. But the nights of 5 tribute bands. And it's no offense, Creed, but, you know.
Why'd you look at me when you said no offense?
Because it's your favorite band. After DNC.
I wanted to dodge that. I'm like, whoa.
Oh,
hey, man, that's not for me. Who talking to that guy?
Yeah. I'm surprised the alarm didn't go off.
Yeah, that's why it turned off. It's mad at you.
So, but, you know, the bands that are still in some iteration, you know, floating around somewhere, you can't have these 10 bands going out and doing there is. And then original rock and roll bands are up in arms because they can't get a gig because people want to see all these 90s bands running, you know, these tribute bands running around. It's just, so I'm definitely not, and I never say this, it's difficult for me to say, but I'm not always right. Ow. But,
oh, hell.
And I'm definitely wrong on this, but my just steadfast opinion is you cannot have tribute bands when the band's still around. That's just, I can't stand it. Now, Let me ask you this.
Okay.
Let me ask you that. One thing I hate more than tribute bands is parodies. I can't stand parodies of these songs. You know, oh, have you heard? You know, and the you know, if the pandemic didn't give us just, you know, the worst time in my life, you know, so many people have the same, you know, experience. You know, it just fucked so much. But all those parody songs would come out. They were all trying to do these COVID-19 parodies. And they go, man, have you heard that? No, you like it because it's in a... No. I cannot take these fucking parody songs. Am I the only one?
I don't have a problem.
Like what?
With it. I don't really listen to them. But
just any parody song. I can't take any of them. I've never listened to one and go, oh, that's kind of cool. I know Weird Al. Weird Al's got a huge audience. I mean, and obviously he's talented. Obviously he's but I don't want to hear any of the stuff, the Michael Jackson and Nirvana, all that stuff, and nothing.
Yeah.
I don't.
A lot of those things are like jokes that, you know, any kid would make. You know, eat it instead of beat it. Get it?
Yeah.
But then they keep going for the entire song.
Yeah.
So it's like a one-liner. Just leave it alone.
To me, that's like, and again, I you know, some of my favorite people on the planet are comedians, but I'm not going to go buy their CD. I'll buy their T-shirt or their, you know, their book I'm not going to buy a comedy CD. You just heard the fucking joke. I don't want to hear it again.
Right.
It's the same thing with a parody, you know?
I'm the opposite of that. I like the comedy CDs.
Yeah, I mean...
I think what it is, too, is I'll listen to it and then I forget it. And so I think with the CD or I buy it again, I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, it gets me, I've got to get it into my long term so then I can remember it that way.
Yeah.
That's probably why I like it.
Yeah, I can't listen.
Going back to the movies, is there a movie of a band or an artist or something that you have watched and go, oh, I like it?
If it's a documentary.
Yeah.
Yes, I love those.
Yeah.
We
So
went
the
to-
true one. Interviews.
Yes, interviews.
Behind the scenes. that
Yes,
kind of
all that. Man.
Flight 666.
Yeah, I can't get enough of that stuff.
Yeah.
And the stuff I've just been on a tear with is, and this has been forever. One of the easiest ways to waste a day is to find a YouTube Thin Lizzy rabbit hole and just go. I mean,
You're gone.
oh my God, because we heard all the rumors growing up in Dublin. You hear all the rumors and all but now you can confirm or deny on this stuff because you're hearing it from these guys. Because there was tape running, there was video, they did interviews all the time, and you can piece together. It's amazing. It's your own little treasure hunt. You are now Sherlock Holmes, and you're piecing this entire career together. It's amazing. So yeah, I can't take I wouldn't see the Freddie Mercury one. I wouldn't see, even Buddy Holly. I'm a Buddy Holly fan to a point, meaning, his stuff as revolutionary as it was when it came out, and I would love to hear what he would be doing today. I would just Buddy Holly's story is one that I could listen to, but I wouldn't see the movie if they got somebody to recreate his persona.
Yeah, something happened. What about there was one, I think it was a long time ago. Who was the other guy that was killed on that plane crash with Bloody Holly?
The Big Bopper. Big Bopper and Richie Valens.
Valens, yeah.
Valens. Yeah, there was a movie about him, I think. That
Yes.
Yeah, a long time ago with
Yeah.
what's his name? Blue Diamond Phillips. Yeah.
Yep. I can't remember anything else other than that, but I'm just always curious if there's going to be one of those that you're like, oh man, that was a good one.
Yeah.
They did good on that.
Yeah, as long as they're true to the story.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that too is La Bamba, was a big hit again, which was cool just for his legacy.
Yeah.
Not that I need to hear that song again.
Yeah.
But he was a talented guy. He really was.
They all were.
Yeah.
I mean, they were all so different in their delivery, but at the same time, they were a perfect team to be touring like that. To be. That stuff. I can't get time to that stuff. And my mother's got a huge. I will see her tomorrow. Excellent.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Mom. She's to blame for me knowing all that stuff. She would play that stuff. I remember the first one was Bill Haley and the Comets. Well, of course, Elvis being the first, but the first time that we stepped out of that Elvis thing would have been Bill Haley and the Comets, and then on to stuff like Johnny Cash and and on and on and on. So good stuff. Anyway, why don't we wrap this up? So we're heading towards the fairgrounds. We should be here any minute, and we do thank you for listening, and thank all our friends again. Thank you, Kate Scott. Amazing.
Yes, thank you, Kate.
Amazing, and thanks to all the gang out here at Southeast Texas Renaissance Festival, and thank you, Patreon. Thank you, everybody. Cheers.
See ya.